Well, Abby Draper and Abby Schulte joining us now of NDSU women's basketball. Have to ask first, how are we differentiating in practice between all the Abbies?
It's a lot of last names. I'm Schulte, Drapes, Graham.
Okay.
And then AK.
Yeah.
So
Does anyone call you by your first name associated with the basketball program?
Not really.
Very
Like,
few.
even like academics, like everyone just knows our nicknames.
Abby goes out the door once you walk in.
Yeah,
if
seriously.
someone is calling us Abby, I'm like, you must not know
Everyone
us very
looks
well.
like, what? Who are you talking to?
Or it's like your mom or dad where they, when they call you by your full name, then you
Yep.
know you're in trouble. So
Yep.
that's how that works. Ladies, your coach was talking about, you've got a lot of new faces and you've got some young players on this team. You saw a lot of experience that was on this team a year ago that made a run here into the finals of the Summit League tournament. I know that was probably bittersweet, but yet as you come back, talk about the motivation of having a taste of it, getting so close to thinking about being in that NCAA tournament, but not having that chance. And how have you all kind of coalesced in your locker room, both on and off the floor?
Yeah, I think even though we're young, a lot of our freshmen were that are now sophomores were here with us last year and know what it takes to and got a taste of it just like the rest of us. So I think there's just an overall energy and a kind of a focus that we've always had since last year and in the summer that our new people even have picked up on quite easily. And we're really competitive, we're really focused and driven. So I think that's just the overall theme that we have going on that will lead us there again.
Yeah, I mean, even with the young girls, I mean, like that's all they know. It's like the first year they already made it there, and they're like, yeah, we're just gonna always keep going back. So I think with that motivation, I mean, being able to like work that hard throughout the season, like knowing the length that young is like super good, and I think that will help us in the long run.
No, I know for both of you, you played a ton of minutes, a lot of starts last season for Coach Collins. You probably all have a little bit of simpatico, coaches on the floor in the huddle. But just talk a little bit for each of you about what your individual focuses were in the off season to say, this is what I've got to get better at, how I can improve my game going into the next year.
For me, it was a little bit of a position change. I played point guard last year and kind of the last 2 years, and I'm kind of transitioning off the ball. I've played it before, and so that's been a little bit different for me, changing my focus, maybe to not so much facilitating, but looking to score and playing to my strengths there. Obviously working on my shooting off, like maybe not just catch and shoot, but off the dribble, things like that. As well as keeping my old strengths of getting to the basket, getting fouled and stuff like that. So that's definitely been my focus of getting off the ball and looking at those things.
Yeah, I think playing to strengths is super important with this group we have too. So since we're all pretty deep, but I think that I was trying to work more on my efficiency around the rim, and even being able to like drive and pick and pop and just be able to do all those things, because that's like hard to guard, and because I've played multiple girls that do it. So it's just like building up that I think is super important, and I think that will help all of us.
You were the top offensive rebounder on your team last season. And I always talk about offensive rebounding, that some of it's really not necessarily about skill. I think like 70% of it is effort, 30% is skill. So what motivates you to be a good offensive rebounder? Because not everybody wants to do it.
Yeah, I guess it is kind of hard, but it is hard, but like it's also, I feel like it's kind of like hard. I just feel like just winning the ball and wanting to gain another possession for your team, is like just like super motivating, and being able to like just even get it out. Like if I go get an offensive rebound, I usually just kick it out and we like start our offense again, because we get a reset on the shot clock. And I think that I guess it's just super. I love it. It's just so fun.
Well, not everybody says that, so I'm glad you do enjoy it, and I'm sure your coaches are happy that you enjoy it as well.
Well, you guys come in as preseason number 3, like we mentioned to start the show off. You fell just short, but for both of you guys, it's also your senior season. Just how much of an added layer is that, knowing this is this final year for us, and this is what we want to achieve in our time here.
Yeah, we have very personal goals that we talk a lot about that are always in the back of our heads, whether we could have been ranked the last in our conference and still the goal is the same, and that those sort of things don't really affect us too much. We know what we want to do and we know what it takes to get there, as we saw last year. So it's keeping that focus, keeping together, and that's our main goal for this year.
Yeah, I think just being able to stay connected and just be able to get to the same place we were and just even further than we were last year is super motivating. And just going into our last season, I think just working hard and working more hard than like ever. So
I'm sure you guys are going to tell me that every single game is important, but you guys go to a lot of cool places this year. Are there some circled on the calendar that we're at least looking forward to that are different than what have been on the schedule for you guys before?
Personally, I'm like super excited to go to Alaska. I've never been, but I've always wanted to. And also I think South Carolina will be super fun.
Yeah, South Carolina is something I'm really looking forward to just because my family can go too. So it'll be really exciting for them to see me playing there and kind of get something new.
There's something to be said for that.
Yeah.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about the culture at NDSU and in Fargo. What makes that campus in that area just a special place?
Fargo is just so special. I didn't know a lot about it before I came, and it's become a second home to me. And the community is just unbelievable. And everyone rallies behind their sports. And we saw a little bit of success last year, and we've been building ever since I've been here. And the amount of energy and support we've gotten from the community, even in this last year, has been seriously amazing. And we play for our fans, and we know how special it is to compete there, and that's what we want to do. And we want to put on a show for people and have success and bring home championships to Fargo.
Yeah, I think the support system here are very, very special, and it's just like so much fun being able to like go out to a grocery store and people like know you by your first name, and like just being able to see people actually like, care about you on and off the court is super special. And even on the court with our teammates, like having everyone work hard all the time and just like being able to see people like come together on the court is like super, super fun. And it's just a special place.
I would ask you guys, because I don't think it's unique, because it doesn't happen everywhere, that you get a really big in-state rival that you also have in your own conference. So just what's the vibe when you talk about an NDSU UND matchup? Doesn't matter. I'm sure it doesn't matter if it's, tiddlywinks or it's basketball, football, whatever it is. What is that rivalry really like, and how does that motivate you?
It's extremely heated, I would say, and aggressive. There's definitely a heightened sense of competitiveness that goes into every one of those games, whether, like you said, it's basketball, football, soccer, all of those. And, anytime a team of ours can get a win against the team up north is a good day for us. And we just hope to build on that and be another one of those teams that can take them down.
Yeah, the competition is crazy. Like in every sport, I feel like there's always just like one or the other. And even if you go on the streets, like someone has an opinion, like always, literally. And just being able to play, like even like when we go up to play in Grand Forks, and like it's just like so tense and just like, oh, it's just so fun. Like
as it should be.
Yeah,
that is what a rivalry should be. And I'm pretty sure you could cut most people open in the state of North Dakota, and they'll either be they're going to be green and gold, or they're going to be green and white. There's probably not many in the middle.
Right. No.
Well, before we let both of you go, since you're traveling so much, what are the go-to snacks, either on the plane, in the car? What are we bringing along?
Usually like some sort of like Cheez-Its or like Goldfish is my kind of go-to like plain snack, or Gatorade or something like that.
Yeah, I definitely have to second the Cheez-Its, or like I like popcorn. I feel like those are good ones. Solid. Definitely a Gatorade too to go along with those.
To stay hydrated, because you may have to practice right after you get off the plane.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. This is true.
I love it. Well, we're gonna rack up the miles this season, and we're gonna watch some NDSU basketball. Thank you guys so much for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you.